In chapter 2, we made histogram, dot plot, semi-leaf using the numerical variable. We are going to have one more plot using the numerical variable. Absolutely, yes. It will be the box plot. How do you think? What do you expect? Box plot. We are going to use a box. For the box plot, first, we need the quartiles. How do you think? Quartiles. How many quartiles do you expect? 4. Okay, look at this. Here's how many? 5 by 20. Let me put them in order. Okay? Who is the smallest one? Do I have to make bigger? Who is the smallest one? 5. Yeah, please write down. 5. Next. 15. Next. 16. Where is the 16? Under 5. 16. Next. 20. 20. 21. Next. 25. The very beginning. 25. 26, 27. Now we have a 30s, right? 2 30s. 31. 32. 2 32s. 34 and 5. 38 and 38. 41, 43, 66. You got it? 20? It's good, right? Okay, good. Let me make them smaller. Okay, it's good. We had 20. Let me take the median. Right? We had 20. Who is the 10th one? Who was the 10th one? Smallest one was a 5. And the biggest one was a 66. Give me 10th one and 11.
30 and 31.
30 and 31, thank you. 30, 31. Between 30 and 31, there is the median. So how much will be the median? We have to take 2, 30, 31, the 10th and 11, because we had even number, 20. Average will be 30.5. You just take sum of the two numbers, 30, 31, divide by 2, 30.5. It is the median. Actually, it is the second quartiles, Q2. You expected 4 quartiles. No, we are going to have 3 quartiles. Here will be the first quartile. Here is already we took the second quartile, the median. And there must be the third quartile. 3 quartiles. So here will be Q1, Q2, and Q3. You know, with the 3 quartiles, we made 4 partitions. Here, 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 and there. Does it make sense? Right? Yeah. So we need the 3 quartiles, and I told you the second quartile is the median. Do you have any idea how can you take the first quartile? How do you think? I gave you a hint. Median was the second quartile. Then how can we take the first quartile? Take the median of the first half. It's between 5 to 30. Now we had 10. Even number again, 10. We can take another median among the 10. That will be the first quartile. Can you give me the 5th one and 6th one? 21 and 25. 10, even number. We take the 2 cases in the middle, 21 and 25. Another median will be average. 21, 25, 46, 23. Am I correct? 23. 23 will be the Q1, the first quartile. Another median in the first half. Let me see. The second half. The other 10, even number. Can you give me another 5th one and 6th one in the second part? Who and who? It will be 15th, 16th. Who are they? Please. 35 and 38. Among the other 10. 5th, 6th again. Can you take the average? How much will be the average of 35 and 38? 36.5. Thank you. 36.5 will be Q3. Basically, at the beginning, we had 20 cases. We split 4 parts by 3 quartiles. The first quartile is 23. It's between 21 and 25. And the median, the second quartile, is between 30 and 31, which was the 30.5. And third quartile is between 35 and 38. It was 36.5. It's good? Okay? You know, the very beginning, the title, I'm sorry, just a second. The title was 5 number summary. You know, actually, we need the 5 numbers to make the box plot. 3 quartiles, they are the 3 numbers out of 5. So 23, 30.5, and 36.5. Additionally, we need the minimum 5 and the maximum 66. There are 5 numbers. So basically, we need the 5 numbers to make the box plot. Minimum, the first quartile, second, third, and the maximum. 5 numbers. Okay, the next one. Interquartile range. You know, before we had a range. What was the range? Do you remember that? The measure of the variations. We had the variance, standard deviation, and the range. Who was the range? Maximum minus the minimum. You know, in 6 steps, we took the difference in the second step to get the standard deviation. I told you the difference will be the distance. You know the range was the difference between the minimum and the maximum. It was the distance. It was the distance between the minimum and the maximum. Range, the size, right? But now it is interquartile range. How do you think? Who is this? What do you expect? Interquartile, another range. How do you think? Any idea? Is a range, is a distance between the quartiles. But we had 3 quartiles. It's between whom and whom?
Is it between the first quartile and
Between the first one and the third one. How? Q3 minus Q1. Interquartile range between here and there. It's actually we need the distance between the 2 quartiles. The first one and the third one. Yep, the next one is a 5-number summary. I told you. Minimum. It's actually we need the minimum. Q1, Q2, Q3, and the maximum. 5 numbers.
Teacher,
Yes.
question. How we can find, for example, how we can find Q1 and Q3 fast? Like we gonna,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How we gonna do it?
Yes. We have to take the 3 quartiles, is actually 5 numbers, and then take the interquartile range. You know, now we are trying to make the box plot. It's actually the step number 1. You know, my note is messed up because, you know, I just follow the examples, 3.15, 16, 17. But actually, take the 5 numbers, that is a step number 1 to make the box plot. Step number 2, take the interquartile range. Now, it will be 36.5 minus 23. Let me see, it will be 13.5. Second step. I might give you 5 steps to make the box plot. The step number 1, 5 numbers. Step number 2, interquartile range. Step number 3, upper limit and lower limit. Take upper limit and lower limit. It is step number 3. Here it is, lower limit and upper limit. Let me take the lower limit. How much was, let me see. There is the Q1. How much was the Q1, the first quartile? You know, you just follow the steps, right? Please don't jumping around. Please do step number 1. Based on step number 1, do step number 2. Based on step number 1 and step number 2, we have to do step number 3 to get the lower limit and upper limit. So please give me the Q1. How much was that? 23. Then what? Minus 1.5 times interquartile range. IQR. How much was that? 13.5. So how much will be the lower limit? Yep, try. 2.75, thank you. Upper limit, Q3. How much was the Q3? 36.5. Now, addition. Be careful. For lower limit, we took subtraction. But now, upper limit, we have to take addition. 1.5 times interquartile range again. 13.5 again. So how much will be the lower upper limit? 56.75. Thank you. Lower limit 2.75. Upper limit 56.75. Step number 3. Now, step number 4 to determine the outlier. Here, outlier. That is step number 4. To take the outliers. Okay, let me go up. Oops. So now, to determine the quartiles, in step number 1, we had 5 numbers, additionally minimum and maximum. Textbook suggests us a little bit different steps, right? But I suggest to you in the second step, we took the interquartile range. Step number 3, we took the upper limit and lower limit, right? So let me try again. The lower limit, how much was the lower limit? Please tell me. 2.75. And upper limit? 56.75. Thank you. So in step number 3, we took the lower limit and upper limit. Step number 4, we take the outliers. Do you remember who was the outliers? Extremely bigger value and extremely smaller value. So let me see. Lower limit was 2.75. It's actually 2.75 is here. We don't have anything. It's a lower than lower limit. So on the left-hand side, lower than lower limit, we don't have any outliers. But how about the upper limit? Upper limit was 56.75. Here. We have one case. It's bigger than upper limit, 56.65. 56.75. 66. The case 66, the maximum. It is the outlier. So step number 4, we determine the outlier, 66. Finally, we can make the box plot in step 5. I told you the box plot using the box. With the 3 quartiles, we are going to make the box. So how much was the Q1 again, please? 23. Somewhere here. 23. Median, second quartile. How much was the median, second quartile? 30.5. Third one. Say again? 36.5. Make the box. And we had one outlier, which was a 66. 66. At 66, mark a star for outlier. When we had two outliers, then just mark 2 stars at the point. But we had only one, 66, so we just put 1 star at 66. It's not finished. We can extend the wings, we can extend the whiskers up to the smallest one in the limits. I mean, the smallest one bigger than the lower limit. You know, actually, we didn't have any outliers to the left. So the minimum, 5, it is the left wing, the left whisker. So up to 5. Here. And who is the biggest one lower than upper limit? It is the second biggest one. 43. So we can extend the right wing, the right whisker is up to 43. We're done. It is the box plot. It is the box plot. How do you think? 5 steps. You know, before I gave you 6 steps to get the standard deviation, but now we have 5 steps to make the box plot. In step number 1, take the 5 numbers. Step number 2, take the interquartile range. Step number 3, take the lower limit and upper limit to determine the outliers. Finally, in step 5, we can make the box plot. Put the box using the quartiles and marked outlier and expand the whiskers up to the smallest one in the limit and the biggest one in the limit. Be careful. It's not up to upper limit, lower limit. Please ignore the limits when you determine the outliers. So you must extend the whisker is up to the smallest one in the limit and the biggest one in the limit. So it is the box plot.